They're really big on tradition around here.
Every year, there's this parade where everyone gathers around the Frendo float.
Frendo?
It's the clown on all the Baypen Corn Syrup labels. He's practically a local legend.
What's up, guys? It's Katie Hettenbach, host of Katie Afraidy, and I'm so excited for this episode. Holy shit. Before we start, I need to say, this is the 150th episode. Holy shit. Holy shit. Thank you. Thank you for tuning in. Thank you for staying loyal and hanging out with me through all the chaos. We have some cool stuff coming, and I'm really, really excited to announce and show you guys. So that'll be super fun. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. Seriously, this podcast has literally changed my life, speech-wise, just career-wise, everything. So thank you guys, and I'm excited to see where the next 150 take us. That being said, though, I'm super, super, super stoked to talk about this episode today with Kevin Durand and Eli Craig. Might have heard of them because they have a new movie out. Yeah, it's CLOWN in a Cornfield, and I got to chat with them, and literally, this interview was so fucking fun. So please enjoy Kevin and Eli. Let's get into it. Well, first of all, thank you guys so much for chatting with me today, and congrats on the movie.
Oh, thank you, Katie. It's great to be here.
It's so fun, so fun. So I know you answered this a lot, but for my viewers, why adapt this book?
I'll give you 4 words. Clown in a cornfield.
Period.
I was in. I read it. I was like, wait a minute. I think I'm doing this movie. Let's get into the book. The book, I love movies that kind of set up a premise that seems like it's going to be one thing, and you kind of get a tone just from the title. And then wherever that bar is, like, I think it's maybe relatively low, but you know it's going to be fun to just try to air over that enough that people are like, well, that was more than I was expecting. That's always my goal. Adam Cesare wrote a great, just fun novel, but it also really is about something. And that's really important to me. And I think it has incredibly lovable characters in the novel. And I just wanted to bring those characters to the screen.
And you did a great job with that.
Oh, thank you.
Awesome. And
it's a lot, though. I mean,
it is a lot.
Okay.
It is a lot.
Podcast over. We did it.
Fun.
Oh,
thank you guys so much for joining me today.
Yes.
We can just wrap. Now, Kevin, what attracted you to this script and this story?
I
know, kind of same, but
I'm a fan of Eli's, and I loved the script. It wasn't those 4 specific words. It was all the words.
It was a little bit of begging on my part. Kevin, please.
Oh, come on.
Please, oh God.
No, but like when I read it, I it was all the words, and specifically the words that Eli wanted me to say, because I thought that they were really cool words. I thought it was crafted so well, and for the amount of time that this character is in there, the amount of faces that he shows, it's just it was just really compelling to me. Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
I love when I do these interviews with the actors and everything, and they're talking about how badly they wanted to play the role and have the job. And I'm just reflecting back to like how badly I needed Kevin to be in this movie. Oh. I was like, he's the only one. I remember telling the producers, like, he's the only one that can do this job. Just get him what he needs. Let's get him out here. He needs to be here for this role. So that's truth. I'm not blowing smoke. And it's like,
that's
I
really
can't imagine anybody nailing this role of Arthur.
Well, it's very kind because like I said, I was already a fan, and what you did with that script, I mean, it just speaks for itself. And then after seeing what you did with the movie, it's phenomenal. Like the way that it's executed, it's. I want everybody that I know to see it. It's so good. Sometimes you do jobs, they don't always turn out So when they do like this, it's like, Jesus, this film's perfect. It's perfect.
Amazing. Yeah. Well, thank you. Yeah.
The bromance is real.
It is. It is most definitely real. In trying times, difficulties creates bromance, and we had it was hard out there.
Yeah. So what was the hardest scenes or days on set?
Well, I mean, I will just bring it back to Kevin. I mean, there were so many hard days on set, but I will say that Kevin had one of the most difficult jobs any actor ever has to do, which is to show up on set, not have been there the whole time, and show up where people have been around. The big meaty parts of his scenes are in the third act, and we sort of shot it in more or less in sequence. I don't know why, but it worked really well for us to shoot it in sequence.
Lucky.
And yeah, I think films generally it helps them to shoot someone in sequence. People get, but there's other scenes that are out of sequence, but that part was in sequence. And then he had like 5 pages of dialogue where he has to hold people, and it was like a theater. It was a theatrical performance. Like he had it all, of course, memorized, but just he had it all sort of right there on the very first take, and then we dial it in. But of course, in the movie industry, you have to do that over and over and over again. So we're inside, we're a medium-sized budget, lower budget film as far as Kevin's films go. This is a much smaller film than some of yours, and we don't get to build a factory. We have to find a dilapidated factory to shoot in. And so this factory is the real deal. And it's got old, smell of waste in there, and we've tried to clean it up, but everybody's like, are you sure this isn't toxic? No, it's good.
It's good. It's for the movie. It's the atmosphere. You're really getting into.
I mean, but it's so intense. And Kevin has to do these 5 pages of dialogue over and over and over until his voice is hoarse. And I think it helped the character. Mm-hmm. But boy, when you see an actor do that and they just have a place where they go and they're like, okay, this is getting hard, but I've been in hard places before. I'm going to do it again. And then all of a sudden you see him just kind of lift off. And I can see Kevin going into La La Land a little bit. And he looked at me later. He's like, was that good? I don't even know what I just did. And I whatever you did, it's working. Let's stay with it. My
wife just left the house again.
And you froze.
She was taking the girls to karate, and I got connected to her truck again. Sorry, that'll be the last.
That's hilarious. I was going to say you were frozen, kind of like this. I'm like, wow, he's really just laughing.
Soaking it up.
You're so funny. We're hilarious.
Sorry about that.
My entire compliment of you was in your wife's truck as she drove away. So.
Yes. And he will be repeating it again right now. Ready, set, go.
No, I can't do it again.
No. I think I caught the gist of it. Thank you, man.
I love it. So because I'm an actor myself, and memorizing dialogue, I know for aspiring actors is something that is a ever learning skill, and I think every actor has their own way that they do it. Kevin, how do you approach memorizing 5 pages of dialogue?
Sometimes the dialogue just settles in really beautifully, easily. Luckily, I actually am a little OCD, so I can't let go. I can't let go of it until I know it. So anybody that works with me, people might be looking at their scripts and they're reading their lines when they're there. I wish I could be that relaxed with it. I can't really let it go. But some are easier than others. I mean, when I did Cosmopolis, it was for David Cronenberg. It was the most cryptic script, and this one just seeped in really beautifully, and but it really just all comes down to love for it, right? I mean, why why would you be doing it if you hate memorizing things? Like, it's like, just the word part, getting the words in your mind is like this tiny little layer, and then all the other layers fill in once I learn the words, and they come in with that. So it becomes like it just becomes second nature, so that I'm not thinking about words anymore. They're just part of my consciousness. Yeah. So, yeah.
That's a really great way to put it. You're just kind of being. You are, kind of just one with the character.
Hopefully you achieve that. Yeah. I mean, that's what we try to do. Yeah. Yeah.
You did it very well with Arthur. You were very creepy. So good job.
Thank you. Yeah, my wife tells me that all the time. Thank you.
Aw, that's so sweet. That's so sweet.
So I remember one time I said, baby, I love you so much. And she just looked at me. She's like, why are you being creepy? And I was like, I actually meant that in the most wholehearted way possible.
But I guess I am creepy. Never mind.
The thing I will say that's so unreal with Kevin is we have him playing a very dark role with Arthur. And then you say cut. And he's just this kindest, like gentlest giant you could imagine, and the dichotomy, he's not a guy that really stays. I mean, tell me if I'm wrong, but from what I saw, you weren't like method sort of between takes. You would be like yourself, and then you'd be like, okay, yeah, that's great. This is, and then I'd say action, and you'd be right back to this like just villain. I'd be like, what is wrong with him? I'd be behind the screen, watching the monitor, being like, God, he's a dark dude. And he's so nice.
It's a funny thing. It came with age, where when I was younger, I was afraid to leave it. And then I had kids, and I was like, some of the characters I'm asked to play, like I can't bring that home, and so age kind of allowed me to understand that everything that I need for any character whatsoever, it all resides within me. It resides within all of us. So you just got to trust that it's there and just do the work, and then it feels so much more fun, Eli, because then when you yell action, then I get to really play. I don't have to stay in this place all the time, because that's like, you're talking about really messing up your quality of life. Being able to like socialize with all that. Like it's the everyone coming together with a joint goal is the beauty of making a film, right? Yeah, so if I'm sitting off in the corner, like peeling apples, staring at people in a really creepy way, it's like it's not conducive to making friends.
Yeah. Well, it's funny.
That's not what I do all the time. I have friends. What do you mean?
I've talked to so many actors that feel more free and alive when they have dialogue and they're playing a character than they do in their ordinary lives. And I find that interesting.
Sure. Yeah. That's probably why we do it. A lot of us are really shy and reserved. And, for me, I always found myself to be so boring. And then getting to the other people was really fun.
Not anymore.
You're not boring. No, I can totally relate to that. I actually have a speech impediment, and I hide it really well, but acting, pretending to be somebody I'm not, I'm allowed to be fluent. And so it like tricks my brain somehow, and then I'm fully fluent. So
you're doing a really good job hiding it.
Thank you so much. It's practice and bullying.
The bullying. Don't say that.
No, it's true, but it's okay. It gives me character. It gives you character. No.
Yeah.
So every little bit of you, that's so important. That's so good. Yeah.
It's awesome.
Embrace it.
Yeah, and I also hide behind humor. So that's
there you go.
A good one. I need to ask this about the ending. So if for my viewers, skip ahead like 2 minutes. Because we're going to spoil a little bit, because I just wanted to confirm, because I know there are other books, but did Arthur die in the end? Confirm or deny? Because he drove off in the car and we saw a Frendo get hit by a car and explode by Volkswagen. But they didn't kill all of the clowns.
Exactly.
So,
So if you track it very carefully, there's one dude, we called him Chainsaw Frendo in the script.
okay.
And if again, don't listen if you haven't watched the film yet, but a Chainsaw Frendo is I don't even want to say it because it's such a spoiler. He's a certain person that is not Arthur.
Okay.
And he came to, and we didn't see him coming to and grabbing his chainsaw again and running outside. But no, Arthur is alive and well, and he's just licking his wounds a bit, so he can come back and cause some mayhem.
Okay, cool. I as soon as I saw that, I was like, that's not him. I was like, Kevin is still alive.
Yeah.
Coming back. I knew it. I was like, there we go. I was like, Kevin. Clown Kevin. Yes.
Amazing.
Love it.
Amazing.
Which was his makeup a nod to Jack Nicholson's Batman ever so slightly?
Wow. If I not really, I think that if we were trying to just make the makeup play, we were trying to make it very unique, but also a Frendo-esque makeup, and that it was not Joker. If anything, we were just trying to stay really miles away from the Joker-y makeup. So maybe we landed on Jack Nicholson. I don't know.
a like mix of his Joker and Frendo. It was perfect.
Exactly.
Okay.
Okay.
It was creepy and it did the job. So
Yes, that's what I was looking for. Creepy doing the job. There you
The
go.
bolo hat makes me feel like it's a little Malik-like, like a little clockwork,
Oh,
like
yeah.
there's a
Me
little
too.
bit of, I felt that. When I put it on, I felt that more than Joker, actually.
Yeah. Awesome.
And it helped. Yeah.
and you got a sudden thirst for milk all of a sudden. Okay, so this is where we get to I'm going to ask a fun question. Fuck, marry, kill.
Oh, yeah.
Pennywise, Ronald McDonald, Frendo.
Well, fuck Pennywise. I love Pennywise. Okay, fine. Fuck Ronald McDonald, marry Pennywise, kill Frendo. Because Frendo, not kill him off, but I don't know how far we're into spoilers here, but Frendo will always rise again.
Mm-hmm.
And so when you kill him, he kind of just gets stronger. That's the fun thing about Frendo. Not because he's magical, but because he's more of an ideology.
Wow, that's awesome. I'm going to say, like you, fuck Ronald. But I'm going to say, marry Frendo, just because I had so much fun playing him that I'll marry him and I'll kill the shit out of Pennywise.
Good luck. Good luck.
That's amazing. Oh man, I would definitely say fuck Pennywise, marry Frendo, because there's it's more of an idea and there's several of them. So if I get bored, I can go to other ones, and kill because childhood trauma.
What a great idea for marriage. You have a very diverse marriage now.
Yeah. I like to call it brother husbands. Yeah, you've heard of sister wives, brother husbands. Now, as filmmakers and actors, we are perfectionists, and even when the film is done, you're still like, I wish we would have done this, or if we had an extra day or more money, we could have done this. Is there anything you would have changed?
Well, this is obviously to me, unless it's to Kevin. Kevin's like, I'd change the character. I would have played.
He's like, I want more.
I would have played Cole. Why wasn't I cast as Cole? You know what? The weird thing is for me, and I'm really not super OCD, but I kind of am when I make films. The things that I want to change are things that people don't care too much about. Like the title we have in Clown in a Cornfield that is in the film, but it's not in all of our prints and media and advertising. The title was done so slapdash. We had basically zero money left, and we just did this quick little title. Mm-hmm. And then it got really complicated to try to change after the fact, because we have films living over in Portugal and ones in, France, and we'd have to call all this media back and then send out new things. but I did want to change so that, like, the title from the poster is the exact same title that plays in the film. And there's little things like that. There's little blips of dialogue that I was like, oh, I'd like to. There was a line that was natural that I ADR'd. I went back and forth between the two. Nobody will ever notice these things, but I notice them. And that's just fine. You live with sort of, and nothing's going to be perfect. It can't be perfect. You have to be willing for it to be imperfect for it to be good. And sometimes those things that are imperfect are better than, like, maybe some people will be like, I love the title because it's so kitschy and something. And so, maybe tell me, actually write me if you love the title card in the movie, tell me, because I think I wanted to update that, but I didn't get a chance to.
Amazing. And I just have one final thing. It's a quick thing. Do you think audiences will be afraidy or not afraidy of Clown in a Cornfield?
I think when they're with Katie, they're going to be afraidy. And I think that because Katie is also the star in the movie, they're going to be afraidy. Yeah.
I love that.
Definitely.
Yay.
Definitely.
Well, thank you guys so much for chatting with me today. This was so fun.
Thank you for having us. It was really fun. Thank you.
I wish we had longer.
Oh, I could go all day. In fact, I am going all day. Who's next?
You guys are going a lot. You guys got this. Great job. Keep up the good work.
Aren't they awesome? Aren't they the best? Literally the most fun conversation. I was like, God, why was it only 20 minutes? I wish we had longer. But they're amazing, and I'm so, so grateful to have chatted with them and can't wait to chat with them again. And yeah, have you guys seen Clown in a Cornfield yet? Because you fucking should. Go watch it ASAP, because it's awesome. It's such a fun movie. Like, this is the kind of movie that you watch with a bunch of people, and it's just one of those that's just awesome. But anyways, thank you guys so much for tuning in. Make sure to subscribe, like, all that jazz. You know the drill. Katie Afraidy on all the social media platforms. And want a copy of Fangoria? Use code KatieFraidy25 for 25% off. What else am I forgetting? Oh, Filmcraft Studio Gear. Remember them? Oh, yeah, I do, because they're amazing. They're an amazing sponsor. Find them at filmcraftla.com or filmcraftla on Instagram. And I guess my only advice to you about the Clown in a Cornfield is don't go into the corn ever. Don't do it, because there's usually something in there with you. You might not be able to see it, but they see you. Anyways, guys, we will see you next time. Stay Afraidy.